Alright, this is Obaid on behalf of Electronics, and in this video, we'll be looking at word problems once again. Okay, so let's go ahead and solve number 54. Okay, a corn farmer in Cali was able to produce 154 bushels of corn per acre 2 years after starting his operation. Okay, so 154 after 2 years. Okay, currently after 7 years of operation, he has increased his yield to 164 bushels per acre. Okay, so after 7 years, okay, so that's 5 years after this result over here, 154 bushels. So 7 years after he started his operation, okay, his yield went up, okay, by 164 bushels per acre. Okay, use this information to write the linear function that gives the total yield per acre based on number of years of operation. Okay, so we know, okay, from the information that we have over here, that after 2 years, the yield was 154 bushels. So at some point, we need to subtract that base. Okay, so 7 minus 2 is 5 years. Okay, so 164, 5x equals 164. 5x equals 164. This equation represents the increase in yield, okay, in terms of bushels per acre. So 5x equals 164, okay, because it was 154 bushels after 2 years. Okay, so 154 will be our base. Okay, this is your variable over here. X represents number of years. Okay, so 5x equals 164, which means that x, this is 164 divided by 5. Okay, which means that this amount, if you do the math, okay, so 5 is number of years. X will be, okay, your total increase in yield per year, every year. Okay, so 164 divided by 5. So the increase in yield per year is 32.8. Okay, and we'll take this 32.8 and sub in another equation. Okay, this is bushels per acre. Okay, so we'll use 32.8 for another equation. And this equation is as follows. Okay, so we know that the base is, okay, 154, right? Okay, after 2 years, 154 bushels per acre. So we know base is 154. So 154 plus your base plus the increase in yield is 32.8. So if you want your increase in yield as X, this will be, okay, X minus 2. Why? Because after 2 years, your yield was 154. Okay, considering that this is a base, okay, you will need to subtract total number of years, okay, 2 from the total number of years. Okay, so this will be your Y. And your Y is your total yield, so to speak, bushels per acre. So now that we have this equation, okay, and we want to figure out the yield for next year, okay, so let's say, okay, this will be, okay, 8 minus 2 rather than 7. So 154. So after 8 years, 32.8, 8 minus 2 will give you your Y. So 8 minus 2, this will be 6. So 6 times 32.8. Okay, so 6 times 32.8. Okay, plus 154. Okay, your total yield will be 350.8. 350.8. Okay, this is bushels per acre. Okay, or excuse me, just bushels, not bushels per acre. Okay, simply bushels. Okay, so 350.8, okay, bushels. All right, so the increase is 32.8. So after 8 years, the total yield will be 350.8 bushels. Now we can verify this equation by subbing in 7 years. So if this was 7, x equals 7, 7 minus 2 will be 5, and 5 times 32.8, okay, will be 164. 164 plus 154 is 318. So remember, after 2 years of operation, okay, the yield was 154. Okay, later on, okay, you add another 5 years of operation. Okay, the total yield was 164. Okay, whatever increase in yield within the next 5 years plus whatever you started off with, which is 154. So 164 plus 154 is 318 bushels. All right, so moving forward. Okay, a commercial van was purchased new for 22,500, is expected to be worthless in 12 years. Using this information to write a linear depreciation function for the value of the van, use the function to figure out the value of the van after 8 years of use. Okay, so new van is 22,500. So this is 22,500. Okay, worthless in 12 years. Okay, so the van will be worthless, as in the salvage value will equal the value of the new van. Okay, so worthless in 12 years. Okay, so salvage value equals 0. Okay, this is 0 in 12 years. All right, so next up, use the function to figure out the value of the van after 8 years of use. So first of all, we need to figure out an equation for depreciation to represent depreciation. So we know that, okay, this van will be worthless in 12 years. So we know that 22,500, okay, equals 12, okay, x. All right, so you want to figure out the rate of depreciation per year. In order for you to figure that out, you will need to figure out the value of x. So we know that x, which is the rate of depreciation per year, this will be 22,500 divided by 12. 1,875. Okay, that's $1,875 of depreciation per year. Okay. Now we know what the depreciation per year is, so we need to figure out what the depreciation will be, or the value of the van, okay, in 8 years. Okay, so we need to figure out the depreciation in the next 8 years, as well as the value of the van. Okay, so we know that 22,500 is the value that we start off with. Okay, now plus, okay, negative, okay, 1875 x equals y. All right, so basically you're removing the depreciated value out of your total value. Okay, the value of the new van. So 22,500. Okay, we need the figure for 8 years. So 1875 times 8. So this will be 1875 times 8. This value will be $15,000. So this is negative $15,000 equals value of the van, or y. So the new value will be 22,500. take away 15,000. Okay, this is 7,500 altogether. So $7,500. This is the value of the vehicle after 8 years. All right, moving forward. Okay, the average lifespan of an industrial welding robot is 10 years, after which it is considered to have no value. If an industrial welding robot was purchased new for 58,000, write a function that gives the value of the robot in terms of the number of years of operation. Okay, so on and so forth. So again, okay, we have an example relevant to depreciation expense. Okay, so 10 years is your average lifespan, which means 58,000 divided by 10. The depreciation expense is 5,800 every year. Okay, so we know that the depreciation expense is 5,800. 5,800 times x. X represents number of years. Okay, which will give you your overall depreciation. Okay, so 58,000 minus 5,800x equals y. Okay, that's your equation. So here, your equation is 58,000 minus 5,800 y, or x, doesn't really matter depending on which variable you solve for and what that variable represents. So let's say 5,800x, x represents number of years, equals y, y represents the final value. So 58,000 after 3 years of operation, this will be 5,800 times 3. This will be 17,400. 58,000 minus 17,400. This will be 40,600. Okay, so this will be 40,600 as in the value for y. So this will be 40,600. Therefore, y equals 40,600. This is the value of the piece of equipment. Okay, the robot. Okay, after 3 years of operation. Okay, notice the value went down from 58K to a total of $40,600. Okay, so apart from that, this is basically how you solve word problems. Okay, when it comes to linear equations. On behalf of Electronics, this is Obey. Have yourself a great day.